Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ji ayanu. Pakhair ragale. Ni hao. Chune shumme. Washmale. Ohio Gonzalez. Guten Morgen. Hi, hugs and hellos. And very amazing Khush Amadi to everybody who's tuned into PTV World. You watching World this morning alongside the one and the only Shahzad Hasan Khan. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. The weather in the surrounding areas of Islamabad is superb, amazing, fantabulous. In fact, if you guys are thinking of going for a vacation, I think this is going to be a great time if you are going to get a day or two off from your work. Because other than that, if you're not going to get a day or two off from your boss, I think that won't be a great idea. Because first of all, we have to be responsible citizens, responsible Pakistanis. Because otherwise, if the work is going to lag behind you, then I don't think that we're going to be a great nation. So this is what we need to do, and then it's time to rise and shine, wake and bake, get up. My energy is just touching the roof right now. It's probably because of the fact that I slept quite a lot of hours yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, we do think that, all of you are doing great in your life as well, and whatever you have to chase, whatever you have in your head, you're going to be focused on that, and then you're going to chase it, because there's no other thing, there's no other alternative to hard work. Please make sure that you're not looking for shortcuts. This is what I'm going to get my show started with. The show today is going to be a very different show. For the very first time, I think we on World this morning are going to discuss such a topic because there are too many stereotypes about it. There's too much stigma about it. And before I give it away to you, I think what we need to do is that we need to take a look around what's happening, top stories coming up. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi says consultations over formation of federal cabinet are in progress and the cabinet members will take oath within 2 days. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa says Pakistan Army will continue its efforts to eliminate terrorism and ensure border security. Met Office forecasts rain thunderstorm in upper parts of the country. Flood warning center predicts medium to high level flood in River Chenab. Millions of bubbles floated across Hong Kong's skyline as a public art exhibition by Japanese artists is unveiled today. Russian miner Rosa said it plans to sell at an online auction in November a rare collection of polished diamonds produced domestically, including a giant 51.38 carat gem. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with a bit of hassle, we actually forgot which clip to play on which story, but it's perfectly all right. This happens. This is the beauty of morning shows as well, and especially if they're live. So this is what happens. So you can probably put that one ahead and then the other one below that too. Understand? So the diamond story came later on, and the images came in a bit earlier. That's what it is. But thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on towards a public service message, which has to do quite a lot with your daughter's education. Let's see what our public service message is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on with our public service message. So the public service message we would love to give away from our platform is that for all those people who are out there, many times we think that, our daughters and our sons are going to be doctors, engineers, and whatnot. But this is not what life is all about. Life, for example, they can have their own dreams. They can be, if they want to be footballers, they can still do that. If they want to play cricket, they can do that. If they want to swim, they can still do that. But we at times as parents, since I am a father now, I've got a daughter too. So I think at times that, that the environment out there is, or probably is not very secure for my daughter to be by herself amongst, men or whatever the problem might be. But I think what we can do is that if we dedicate 1 or 2 hours, out of our 20 hours, 24-hour schedule, what we can do is probably spend time with them, take them to the fields, and if they want to be something, let them do it. Because eventually what I have realized within this world, the richest people are footballers, cricketers and all of these people, not doctors, engineers, you will never ever get to see. In fact, the dropouts are even the richest people of the world. So please stop thinking like that, that they're not going to have a secure future. And eventually the kid will realize if the gates are really not opening. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to convey over here is let them do what they want to do. Be bold, be free. Let them be bold, let them be free. And this is what we are talking about today. So in the beginning, I said that it's going to be a very different show. We haven't done it in 4 years, and our show's anniversary is coming on the 9th of August too as well, so I'm very happy that we are doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, many a times what happens is that for women, you know, we do have different colleges, we do have separate washrooms and whatnot, but nobody has actually taught them about menstrual hygiene management, and we might not even have any idea about it as men. You know, so I'm as blank as you guys are. But I think what we need to do is that we need to educate people. And when a rough survey was taken in the urban Karachi, less than 20% people knew that what is menstrual hygiene management and how to go about it. And 50% of the population of Pakistan is going through these menstrual cycles as well, right? So what we need to do is, and then all of those kids have to miss schools as well, and then, you know, they cannot show up at work and they lag behind. So the next day or whenever they have to go, what happens is that they have to cope up with the previous work first and then move on with the other one, which obviously drags them down. So they actually have this right to be on top, right? So what we're going to do is that we are going to talk about it. There's this event which is happening in Marriott today, and it's by UNICEF as well. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Let's see what's menstrual hygiene management. And before we indulge in any part of conversation, we have got 3 champions representing today from Pakistan, and we've got a small video to share. Let's see, do you recognize these champions? Because they've done a great deal for Pakistan. Oh, I can talk too much.
We don't hesitate. We always look ahead. We jump the hurdles, even during our periods. We live our lives to the fullest.
मैं हूँ हाजरा खान
मैं हूँ सना महमूद
मैं हूँ किरण खान
हम हैं पाकिस्तान की चैंपियन
Today we take to the field to talk about periods. It's so natural. Why shouldn't we talk about such a natural thing? So let's talk about it. We are ready. We are with you. So when we are having our periods, so what? Don't stop. Let's go forward together.
Be bold, be free.
Be bold, be free, and let's talk about it. And to talk about it, we have been joined by our champions and somebody who's very amazing, in fact, always with a smile and always very chirpy and energetic. So on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Miss Angela Kearney, who's the representative of UNICEF Pakistan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Alaikum salam. Great, so happy to be here. And actually, we are so lucky we have a man who's energetic, interested, and so willing to talk about menstrual hygiene. So
Thank you
thanks
very
to
much.
Pakistan TV, and thanks to you as a person.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. An honor it is indeed. And on my right, and joining Miss Angela, on her right-hand side, we have been joined by Miss Hajra Khan, who's the captain national football team and the first woman to get signed by a foreign club. Hello, champion. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure that, you know, I get to be amongst champions as well. I feel great as well. Alongside Hajra, we have got Miss Sana Mahmood, who's the national basketball player and the captain of the basketball team, and she was the captain of the football team as well, and she has had the honor to lead both teams as well. Hello, champion. How are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for coming back.
Thank
you know,
you for
you've been on
having
the
me.
show earlier too as well. Then you were a football team captain. Now you're a basketball team captain. Takes quite a lot of effort and energy to prove yourself in both the fields as well. Thank you very much. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, if he, for example, you know, if she's a champion of such sort that if she starts counting her medals, I think it will roughly take her 2 to 3 days, because she earned 356 medals. She just recently won a bronze medal in Islamic Games, and then 12-time national swimming champion. Hello, champion, Miss Kiran Khan. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you very much, ladies, for joining us. It is a fabulous day. It is very wonderful. I feel delighted to be joined by 4 women on my show. Pretty and delightful. Thank you very much. So let's get the conversation started. What is this event? Why do you think there was this need to, you know, make sure that, you know, such events start happening in Pakistan?
for us in UNICEF, we believe in all children, boys and girls, and we really think that we have to break the stigma around periods and menstruation. And we know that we've done some research and it's shown us that many times girls get a surprise when they get their first period because their mums haven't told them, their sisters haven't told them, and their teachers haven't told them. And when that happens, it's quite scary, but as well as that, there's a lot of myths and things that are not right. You know, our research showed us that some people think you can't take a bath when you've got your period, you can't swim, you can't eat certain foods, and you certainly, some of the people believe you can't go to school. All of that is wrong. So we've got to bust these myths, we've got to talk about it, be bold, let us be free. But I think the research is really guiding us to say we need Pakistani champions, and we've got 3 of the best here with us today who are going to talk about it and tell us what's it like. It's not just sports people, we've got them today, but it's also teachers, it's also community leaders, it's nurses, it's doctors, it's everybody.
So we are
and
being
it's people. But the final thing is it's got to be boys and it's got to be fathers, it's got to be sons as well.
Exactly. And you know, I truly agree to that because of the fact that I'm a father of a daughter too. I've mentioned this before. And it shouldn't really be a surprise for all those kids who are out there. I mean, there are different needs for different genders. But other than that, what I need to focus on is that, you know, for all those Pakistanis who are out there, they might be surprised, they might be shocked that how come Pakistan television is talking about this. Well, the show definitely goes out in 46 different countries. We need to tell the world that we are not shy of something which is very natural, and, you know, the body needs it. So this is what my first point is. But other than that, what's going to happen in this event where 200 and more women are coming, and, you know, this event is happening today as well. So what are your hopes with that?
Our hopes are putting it on television, talking about it, being absolutely unstigmatized. But what we really want is that whenever schools are being built, that they will build separate toilets for boys and girls, and the girls' toilets will have a place where we can dispose of sanitary napkins, where you can feel very,
but
very
Angela,
safe.
imagine we have different schools for boys and girls, so we for sure have different bathrooms for boys and ladies as well.
Yeah.
So this is what the point is.
But we need extra facilities in the girls' bathrooms.
Yeah, let's talk about that, these extra facilities. What are these extra facilities? Because some people might not even be aware of. For all those people who are within the administration department of schools, I don't think that they have any idea about what we are talking right now.
Yeah, I mean, as commercialisation happens, in the old days, and sometimes now people need to use rags when they have their period, and they want to throw it away. You've got to have a rubbish tin where you can throw it away,
Exactly.
and there has to be someone who's helping to keep that clean. In the schools, we have, in boys' schools and girls' schools, wash clubs, water and sanitation clubs, where it's about learning to wash your hands with soap. We've talked about that before. But as the girls get, you can do it, you're our champion there. As we get older and we have our periods, and, you know, sometimes it's younger girls, maybe 11, 12, maybe it's 14, but we have to have the facilities there. And their dads and their mums need to know that it's safe for them to come to school during their periods, because as you said in your introduction, if they miss those days, it's hard to catch up. And, you know, there's a lot of myths around our periods, and we need to talk about it.
And we will definitely talk about that, but let's move on towards our champions. How do they feel being a part of such an amazing campaign where for the very first time in Pakistan, we are educating women, men, fathers, brothers, sisters, everybody. So it's being very inclusive as well. So let's move on to Hajra over here. Hajra, how did you become a part of this campaign? Did you actually have to go and talk to your parents, or you did it on your own?
About the campaign, no, I was actually approached by UNICEF, and I think I'm very, very pleased to be a part of this because, you know, being a sports person, we do face such challenges as well, where girls are coming in and, you know, they're not comfortable communicating the problem, you know, with the coaches or with the management teams, and we need to let these girls know who want to get into the sport, because this is the age when they get in. When they get into the sport professionally or semi-professionally, that's also when they get their period. So we need to tell them that it's all right, we're doing it. So if we're doing it and we've gotten ourselves there, probably, you know, I'm pretty sure you can do it also. So we're just trying to get the word out and motivate these girls, not you, like other girls.
Right.
Maybe your daughter when she grows up.
What's happening to me, man? All right. Okay, that's great. I mean, I'm proud of you girls. Thank you very much for being over here. Moving on to Sana now. So Sana, how is it for you?
I'm really excited to be a part of the campaign. I was always talking about it with my teammates or my friends even before I was officially part of UNICEF's champion, great, amazing panel with these girls. And the thing is, it's like you said, it's so natural. So why don't we talk about it?
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life where I'm not going to make excuses for why, for instance, I didn't fast in Ramzan, or why I feel sick or my back aches, or I don't need to give explanations. I think that as a society we need to understand that, like you said, women and men have different needs, and we should both be aware of what the other requires, and so not be so intrusive. So if a girl is saying that she is feeling unwell, instead of, you know, invading her privacy or forcing her to do something, we should respect that. And at the same time, for girls and women, we need to realize that we shouldn't treat our period as a sickness or an illness or as something different from the norm. This is very normal. Everybody goes through it. And yes, some people have symptoms of pain or headaches more than other girls, but there's a way to deal with it. You know, you don't just sit there and consider yourself shunned from society for 7 or 4 or 3 days. You need to be as much a part of, you know, everyday life as everybody else is. So that's what I'm here for.
And I think with that, what we need to do is that we probably need to have some amazing doctors alongside the teams and whatnot, so that people can actually go and talk to them that, okay, this is happening. Do you have a cure for it, or can you do something about it? I mean, what's the point of laying back home with all of those pains and aches, and because you know that, you know, it'll be over after certain days, but we can still ask for help. I think this is something which we need to do. And you've made a very valid point that what people do is that they do invade their privacy, and they keep on asking, oh, what happened? Why didn't you come to work? Why didn't you come to play? Okay, so one generic idea can be taken that this is happening. Now, the second thing which I want to ask, that, you know, not everybody is very hardworking as you guys are. So not everybody is a champion. People love to lie too as well. So what will be your message to all those people? Because if somebody's taking 15 to 20 days off, that can be this, right? So now let's be honest. So what will be your message to all those women who actually use it as an excuse?
I wouldn't go as far to say that people are using it as an excuse, but if you do say that that can be the case, I just, like I said, reiterate that period is or your menstrual cycle is a very much normal part of your life. Some people go through different symptoms, some people have it tougher than others, but there are always ways to work around it. What we need to understand is the myths that Angela keeps talking about, is that's what we need to bust, you know, like even if you might be in some sort of discomfort, if you eat a certain type of food or if you were to bathe, it's not going to be fatal for your health. You know, those are the things that we need to worry about. If you are in some sort of discomfort and you got up and took a walk, you're not going to fall and die, you know. Those kind of small things. You can really play football. You can run and jump. And yes, I understand not everybody has the stamina for it. Not everybody has the mental will to do it. And we can give them that leeway to, you know, take a few hours off, take a break. But to completely, the reason we stay at home is because we treat it like an illness, and that's what we don't want to do.
And since you have had the honor of, you know, leading two amazing teams, one is football and the other one's basketball. So how do you play a role of a captain? Because you might have to convince people, and then you might have to motivate them, or, you know, it's not an illness, we can still do it. Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, well, for me, that's happened quite a number of times because, like Hajra said, it's very difficult for girls to communicate to the coach. So they might want a day off training because it's their first day and their period just started. And so they'll often come over to, you know, me or another senior player and tell them to convey to the coach that they're not feeling well. So most of the times, I'm the one who has to go to the coach and say that to him. And him being that knowledgeable, most of them are, but we need to educate other people as well, other men, coaches and teachers and administrators. They understand, so they don't ask me too many questions because they know it's a valid reason. But secondly, I do urge the girls, because I myself have never taken a day off because of this particular reason. So they, hopefully, we hope, like Hajra said, that they see us and they see that we can do it. And by the way, I'm not an easy person when I'm on my period, like it hurts. So, you know, if I can do it, then other people can do it. And once again, the thing is, you just have to get into it, and you cannot use it as an excuse to take off life or, you know, take a break from things because you consider yourself weak or unfit in some way. So I'm just trying to force the girls or make the girls understand that this is, and to change their language, by the way. So when they come over and talk to me, they're going to talk about, I'm sick today, you know? I don't want them to say that. I want them to say, I'm on my period today.
Yeah.
That's the difference that we want to make.
So we do not really have to be shy about it, for example. And, you know, since you haven't taken a day off, that's why you've been given the honor to lead 2 teams. And then you're still playing, and you're motivating other people. That's a great thing as well. Let's move on to Kiran as well. So Kiran, how was it for you? You hail from Lahore as well. You're a great swimmer, and your dad is very supportive of you. We've always seen that. He comes around, and he's been on the show too as well. So how was it for you once when they contacted you, and then did you really have to ask for permission from your parents, or you decided it by yourself?
First of all, I had never asked for any permission from anybody, because whatever I want to do, I do it, because that's what my parents have brought me up, take your decision by yourself.
Yeah.
And whatever you choose for yourself, we'll help you and support you if something goes off wrong. And choosing a menstrual hygiene and this whole thing, when I told my parents about it, my mother was very excited because she's a doctor, and for that reason she told me so many things that you should talk about, that women, like Sana said, they often relate it to a sickness. And me playing sports, swimming, where I think they say that it's a myth that you shouldn't be taking a bath, and I'm always in the water. So I'm not taking a bath, but I'm always in the water. So I think I've already broken down one myth, that if you're on your periods, you can still be in the water. But the thing is, people say that, oh, it's not hygienically, you shouldn't be going in the water because you're on your period. But there are ways to cover at that point. And it's a very different topic we're talking about today. Yeah. And it's I think.
No, we do not have to feel different. This is the whole idea.
The thing is, everybody knows about it, but nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know when we're in the camp, we're in the swimming camp. If I want to take a day off, I won't bring my bag, and my coach will definitely know that she's on her period and she's not swimming on that day. I don't really have to go and say that I'm sick or I'm not going to swim today. He already knows. I know that our coaches already know, because everyone knows about it. I think men know better than women that she's grouchy, she's on her days, because I have heard these words.
And I think this is one of the amazing points, that for all those men who are married, I think they can understand it very amazingly. But for all those people who are bachelors, I think that they have this thing in their heads that they feel excited about it. Or what are we talking about? Please don't do that.
But those boys who aren't married are brothers, and they live with their sisters. They may not go to school with their sisters, but they live with their sisters.
And Angela, I'll be honest over here, your sister will never ever come to you and say that, I'm feeling sick. This is the normal household of Pakistan. Why would sister go and share it with their brother? I think she'll probably take advantage of the situation, go to the mother, not to the brother. Because if she goes to the brother and the brother goes to the mother's straight going to the sister as well. So I think we need to break this triangle.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want me to go to my brother either, but I wanted my brother, through my father or through my mother or through others, to understand.
Exactly.
It's not to put yourself in that situation, but if we can talk to boys younger before they get married to understand it, I think it's very supportive.
And it'll be very convenient as well. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is that we're going to go for a short break. We do have some amazing trailers from some different films which are here in the cinemas, and one of them is coming up as well. And when we are going to return, what we're going to do is that we are going to ask about all of those myths